So basically, this guy leaves the house.
Yeah, so he leaves the house to do some errands or something, and he lives in this family.
I think he
What
went
is
to
it?
sell.
They do like coal or
Yeah, he went
something.
to
I don't
sell
remember.
coal. He stayed at someone's place for a while, and when he came back, he found out that his family was murdered. And then it turns out his sister is a demon. And in this world, if you get damaged by a demon, you turn into one. If you get like, I don't know exactly like to what extent.
I think it's because the main
blood.
demon has that ability, is that he can turn people into demons.
I think it's later confirmed that the main bad was the one who did it. Tanjiro brings Nezuko, which is a demon girl, into the forest or away from the house. Turns out a demon slayer by the name of Tomioka was gonna kill the demon because it's a demon and they're a demon slayer. That's what they do. Tanjiro was like, no, we can save her. Nezuko almost attacks, but Tomioka was almost gonna kill her, and then something happened that made Tomioka kind of change his mind a little.
Yeah, he saw like
it was very odd
in them or something
yeah,
like that.
exactly. Tomioka is my favorite demon hunter. I'm just biased
Really?
towards quiet people. Yeah, that's my
Probably
bias.
one of my least favorite, just because of how boring he is, in my opinion. But like that's kind of the point.
Yeah, that's kind of the point of opinion.
It's very mysterious. But
yeah, I like him because I see the potential in him. If that's all he's gonna be, if he has like no character progression like I'm hoping Zenitsu has, then whoop-de-doo, miss me on that shit.
like he's deep, but like he doesn't show it.
So that's the story. It's pretty basic. He goes through like towns and shit just to find the big bad and does all this crazy
Yeah, so
stuff.
he gets
He
trained
helps
by the
people.
guy who he stayed at, right?
Yeah.
And then like that was really cool. It was a huge training session.
Yeah, going up a mountain,
And he
learning how
becomes
to
a demon
breathe.
slayer.
It's kind of like Hammond in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, where your breathing pattern and whatnot determines your strength and whatnot. Being able to breathe without getting altitude poisoning.
There's just massive training montage, like, bruh.
And we already talked about the
Pretty
characters
cool.
so much, but to get more in depth with them, I think they find Zenitsu later on. He's like a Chad virgin. He's like really desperate. He really likes girls really badly and shit. He's obnoxious.
Bro, he's just like fucking.
He's a simp. That's what he is. He's a huge simp, dude.
Yeah, pretty much. Bro, every time he sees a girl, he just like cooms. He's like, bro,
He's a Coomer simp.
female? Femoid?
Female? I think he forces himself into joining them. Oh, because he's seen Nezuko. And he's like, oh, ara.
It's like, I'll join your party so I can stay around this girl, I guess. I don't know.
Inosuke comes into play when they go to this mansion where like, this demon dude is. There's kids outside that are like, oh my god, our brother is in there. They go in there. I think they find out that the brother or a bunch of people are dead. And then Zenitsu has an epic moment where he passes out when the demon is next to him, so he almost gets big die, and then he does epic thing, which we're not gonna spoil
dude,
because
Zenitsu's
you gotta
just,
watch
like,
it. It was dope.
He's just a massive. Like, I don't even know how to
It's
say
like
it.
bipolar. It's like a complete personality switch when he goes into sleep mode. He's a sleeper too.
He's a hidden like powerhouse.
Glass cannon.
I feel like he has the
they
strongest
see the
powers. But
boar. He's the Inosuke is just an asshole. He just wants to fight, and that's the only thing that's on his mind. But later on, he becomes one of the homies, one of the boys. While Tanjiro is fighting bongo drum demon. It almost
in the mansion where they find him.
dies. It's really crazy. Then Inosuke comes out and I think kills him or some shit.
I don't remember that part too well.
Yeah,
I just remember it was able to flip the floors and everything.
change like the orientation of everything. But I think Inosuke just like came out of nowhere and like one shot the bongo demon or some shit. I don't remember entirely, or created distractions. And I think there's overlap in that regard, but I'm not entirely sure. I kind of forgot that because it's been a year since I watched this show.
I didn't watch it that long ago, but I pretty much binge watched it. So some of the things that kind of flew over my head.
Then all the other characters are people you find out really later on once they get to like the headquarters. So we're not gonna touch on that, but they're all pretty dope. That's gonna be something that you find out more about in season 2 about the art style and animation. It's UFO table and their fucking animation and art. The art style's dope. There's a little bit of CGI, you can tell, but it's not bad. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
In some places it's really nice. In some places it's like, it's okay. It'll do because it's like just like a walking scene, so it's not like a huge deal.
Yeah.
It's nothing amazing. But when they get to like the 3D animations or whatever you want to call it, they have like this filter that makes it look 2D while still being 3D. It's
That's
just
one of those weird
the
things.
animation
like,
is god
areas.
tier. There's a lot of god tier animation.
But I wanted to say, like,
handful
the 3D areas are really random and they're kind of weird. Like, I don't really understand why they had them in the show, but they don't look bad. They actually look pretty good. It's just out of place.
If you focus on things too much, then I mean that's how it is with CGI in general. If you focus on it too much and it's not perfect, then I mean no shit. And I heard about the train scene, which is what they're leading on to. Is
the
dope.
movie, I believe.
Yeah, it's gonna be in the movie. That's the entire train arc is gonna be in the movie, and it's gonna be fucking amazing. And there might be a loss of character. I don't know. All I know is that someone dies. I don't know if you use like if it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, the demon dies, but you kind of start to like him towards the end, that sort of thing, or what. I just know that the manga readers like to spoil everything, like they do with everything ever.
I was saying earlier, like, I think the fire guy dies. I don't know why. I just have a hunch.
Yeah, I have a hunch too, actually. Honestly, if I were to guess, it would be the fire dude. Yeah.
This is like a spoiler thing, but like, at the end of season 1, Tanjiro gets like fire power to kill that one demon, that one spider demon guy. So I thought it was kind of weird that there was a demon slayer with overlap. Speaking of abilities though, like, oh my god, the animation for those just look absolutely amazing.
Yeah, Zenitsu, and then the blood art form on Zenitsu on episode 12, and the blood form thingy on episode 19 with Nezuko and Tanjiro teaming up against Demon Bro is fucking insane. That's awesome.
That one made me just go, holy shit. Like, I had to just stand up and I had to go somewhere.
Yo, I was like,
I had to drink some water for once. I was like, bruh.
I was like super hyped. This is one of the shows that I at first, like, I watched it whilst it aired, and it was a bit of a sleeper. Like, the people who watched it knew it was good, but as soon as episode 12 hit, Twitter, people were talking about it on Twitter.
Yeah.
And then that's when it really started to grow on 12. And then when it came to 17, it grew a little bit more because that's where Zenitsu yeeted the spider dude. And then on episode 19, it just blew up. And now it's like it's like top like 20 or some shit. Ranked 31.
I don't really watch
popularity
a lot of anime that's like this. But basically, like, I always kind of like was afraid that it wouldn't be able to one-up itself, you know, because it just kept getting cooler and cooler, and I'm like, how the hell are they gonna top it, right? But they pulled it off, like,
get better.
Really well.
It's always one of those things where I watch like a really good show like JoJo, and you just think any time now there's gonna be like an arc that is just really boring compared to the other ones, or underwhelming. But they just, especially with JoJo, it just keeps getting better and better, and it's just like, how do you manage to do that, dude? Honestly,
yeah, I think part of it is because all the demons are just so unique, like and the characters as well, they're very unique, and there's also a lot of build up to like all the fights and everything.
Yeah, when they kill off a character, they introduce a new set, or when they kill off like characters, they introduce more, but it's in a way that's satisfying enough. And I like, for me, I always like the start of a show more. I always had like a natural bias to season 1, just because season 1 introduces stuff. So when you're constantly introducing, but you're removing some characters, so it's not like, okay, we have too many characters now. Then it's just like, that's really, really satisfying for me to watch.
Yeah.
Okay, so the sound and music, I think it's the OP that I really fucking love. I love the drums at the end of the OP. Where they like, where they like hold hands or some shit and just like they brace, and it's just like badass. It's just fucking awesome. I love the intro.
It's really interesting. Yeah.
The outro's good, but it's not as much in my taste as the intro. The intro is just superior in my opinion. Just baller, absolutely. The music itself during the show is really good, especially during those animation scenes, 12, 17, 19, etc. It just complements the animation style really well. It has a theme. Yeah. This is one of those Japanese shows that has a lot more like a traditional Japanese feel, which makes it like that's my bias, because when I watch Japanese shows, it's usually like, here's modern era, but when you get to that traditional shit, dude, that's what I really like. And then the music has that with it as well in a way. There's these trees that the demons don't like. That's like their weakness. So they sort of have those little safe spots. So it's not like, okay, we're always running from demons. It's like, yeah, we have this area to brace ourselves. And
why don't they just plant them everywhere? SMH.
Yeah, fucking
stupid people, idiots.
In before willow trees mass produced, but it's gonna be like, if that's the case, it would be like insecticides, where eventually they evolve past that insecticide. So I love the sound effect that is used in a lot of anime, where it's the tatami drum. It's like boom. Yeah, it's really satisfying, and I think I downloaded it too. Just
yeah, that one like demon used those, wasn't it?
Yeah, he used the little tatami drums or whatever the hell you call them. And I guess overall, I would rate it a 10 out of 10, and I really enjoyed it. It was super satisfying. I know there's people who are like, okay, well, it's like a 9 or 8 out of 10 for me. It's like, well, this is my bias that's hits all like the requirements for me. I love traditional Japanese style so much. It's just as much as like Vikings or medieval like knights and shit. I just love that sort of stuff.
Yeah, for me, I don't know what kind of rating I'd give it. Definitely like 8 out of 10 or higher or something, but like it was so good. Like I'm just still itching for more, even though I haven't seen it in a while.
I would say it's a 10 because there's potential, but if like if like season 2 blows this one out of the water, I would put this at a 9 because I would want I would want to make it clear that season 2 is better.
I don't know, there's just so many cool things about the show that you can't really say everything about it in one video, I guess. Like one of the things that I really like is whenever Tanjiro kills a demon and then he kind of like delves into their memories and stuff like that. Like that is just so cool because there's so much emotional depth in everything.
It's like he was a human. He doesn't forget the fact that they were human.
Yeah.
He doesn't move
or
on.
That
like,
one butterfly slayer.
Yeah, the butterfly.
It's really interesting.
What's her name? Kanao Shinobu.
Yeah.
One of those.
Because at first you kind of get pissed at her because she's like,
she's just an asshole.
trying to
kill murder.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Nezuko, yeah. But their character develops, and you just you start to see the emotional, like you start to see the depth and like their history and everything, and it really adds to the show and everything.
Who was it that was being a fucking asshole towards Nezuko towards the end? He was like trying to kill her, kept stabbing her while she was in the box, dude. I fucking hated that guy. But
I don't think he's on here.
Yeah, he's not on here,
this
but it doesn't really matter too much. I can just edit it onto the screen if I have to. Like epically awesome.
Like not only are the characters really unique, but there's just so much depth to them, and the enemies, you don't even really hate them, you just feel bad for them.
Yeah, even the people that you do hate,
really well done.
It feels like you kind of can tell that eventually, like maybe in the next season or movie, you feel like eventually you're gonna grow onto them. Even though you hate them as much as you do, like that fucking sword guy bitch. I have a feeling he's gonna be cool later on. But maybe he's just an asshole. Maybe that's just his things. Some people are just bad people. So if he's a bad person, he's a bad person, and that's fine because those do exist in the real world. Not everyone's perfect like they are on slice of life shows.
The only person I really hate is obviously the main demon. I forgot what his name is.
He's just an asshole. I love the fucking.
He is.
I love the Father Spire demon because he's so badass. He's just like defending, and then like little plot twist where it's like the mother gets killed and shit, and then it's like the son is the one that ends up being bad, and then there's the hand demon. The people who like the two demons who interject and they like throw the fucking ball thingies at the dude.
That was terrifying. Like,
that was horrifying where they broke through the house. Oh, Muzan. Kibuchi.
Yeah.
Kibuchi Kid. No. Just Muzan is the name he usually goes by.
So I didn't really hate him too much at first because the show didn't really give you much reason to hate him. Obviously, besides the fact that he's basically Satan.
The fact that he's basically what's his name? Michael Jackson gone rogue.
I forgot what episode it is. That one episode where he goes into that alley and he like tortures those two people. Like then I was like, oh, well he's like a complete dick. And then he also kills some of the lower 5. You said like episode 12 was when stuff really started going off.
That was when Zenitsu did the epic first time.
For me, like the first when they went on the mountain. When Tanjiro went on the mountain for like his trial or whatever to be a demon slayer, that was the episode that like sold it for me because him killing that big guy and then like having the whole demon backstory and everything, it was so hype. It was actually really good.
Well, for me, the boulder was when I knew it was something special, but that was like episode 4 or some shit.
That too.
But it took till episode 12 before the rest of the world sort of found out. I already knew that was a great show during the first few episodes, but some people took
like the whole boulder thing kind of established like what was it, the breathing and all that stuff, and that was really cool
it set the rules without being in your face. Bro, water bud.
But
That's hilarious.
amazing. He's holding the
Bro.
sword. Is that supposed to? What is that supposed to be in the original image? I guess it's just a dog jumping in the air.
I think it was just a jump.
For some reason, I thought it was like a weird air glider, like hang glider, or he's
Yeah.
holding onto it or something. Imagine that.
Next meme, which I guess is less of a meme and more of like a literal thing.
Chad Simp.
Good boy. Yeah, it's pretty much like that's the three horsemen of the apocalypse.
The Chad over here loves fighting. What a guy. He's like the berserker class in any video game. He just doesn't care.
He's the airhead of the show.
I really hope
Kill.
he gets more depth. He doesn't really have any abilities.
He does have
There's
some
not
depth.
many.
They do go into his past somehow. I think he was just always known as the dumb kid, and that's sort of like...
He got dumped by his family, and then he lived on his own or something.
Yeah, he had like daddy issues. No, I don't know if he did. Inosuke over there fucking being retarded. Zenitsu hitting on Nezuko. And then Tanjiro's the only one who's serious about anything. Fucking stupid.
You always gotta take matters to his own hands.
Gun Pillar is fucking doom guy.
Yo, when we get in
Gun
Gun Pillar though.
Love Pillar.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Love Pillar that she lasted like the chin chin thingy, which means like penis in Japanese.
Yeah.
But there's like a lot of Rule 34 of her.
Oh, really?
Her and the female Muzan guy.
I was gonna say I'm surprised
Bad guy.
because she's not a main character, but at the same time I'm not because she's basically just fan service.
She's a
basically
MILF.
just like ooh, I like dick character.
I like how the Miss Pillar dude, we're just gonna call him the Pillar guys. It's kind of like the JoJo where they have the Pillar dudes, whatever the hell they're called. But Miss Pillar is like
Dude.
also kind of dumb. Like he doesn't think at all.
He just has like Alzheimer's.
He has like Alzheimer's. Yeah. Oh my God, you fucking asshole, dude. That's what I was gonna say.
Get owned.
Get owned.
That's literally what he has, though. He's like memory loss. Like some demon bonked him too hard, and now he's like, ugh.
Yeah, and Stone Pillar and Flame Pillar guys are like justice. Kill demon
Zenitsu
justice.
is the better Mist Pillar. Changed my mind.
And Gun Pillar guy, he just kills. I don't know. Dude, he doesn't really do much in this story, to be honest.
I wish they actually had like a gun pillar guy.
Literally just
And
a
it's
guy with
knockoff.
fucking like a fucking blunderbuss.
Every time he kills a demon, he gains
Flintlock
power.
pistol.
Holy fuck.
He sees Muzan and he just fucking blasts him with the shotgun. End of story.
He's like one of the Slayers that actually gets up close and personal. Straight up
And
glory
Sound
kill.
Pillar is the guy who invented Beats by Dre.
Beats by Dre.
Beats by Dre, Sound Pillar guy.
What's that eye tattoo though? Kind of funky, kind of quirky.
That's the iTunes watermark. He does look like a JoJo character, honestly. Him and Stone Boy.
His voice though, it's just like
Yeah, deep.
sounds so feminine.
Or no, wait, he's a flamboyant guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, die fabulously or something like that.
Yeah, dude, I forgot completely about him. He was such a fucking weird character. You get introduced to like these 6-7 people just suddenly, and then the main guy,
Yeah, like the last episode.
the headquarter dude is fucking dope. I just like how he's just like, what's up
Yeah.
guys, how's it going? He's blind and shit, deaf, mute, blind, all these like different types of people. The deaf pillar, mute pillar.
The death pillar.
Yeah.
They need to have a Helen Keller.
It's the
pillar.
pillars in Terraria. Oh, Helen Keller. They
They
you
have no
know,
senses at all. Bro, they have no senses at all, but they somehow managed to kill demons. They're in a
Amy
wheelchair and
Schumer
everything.
has no sense of humor. That's why she's a humor pillar.
Irony pillar.
Cringe pillar. You would be the cringe pillar, let's be honest
First
here. Relationship ended with love pillar. Gun pillar is now my new friend. I just like how out of place yet fitting he is. Different art style, but he's in the exact pose of the guy right next to him almost.
Yeah.
I think that's the end of that video. Am I right, guys? Am I right? That was cringe.
That was funny. I like that. I did a laugh.
We probably rented, but then again, we always rent. I fucking suck at keeping things concise.